All right, guys, Sanch here, and welcome back to the second episode of the Bodybuilding News Network. And in today's episode, we're going to be doing a video on Andrea Shaw, the 2020 Miss Olympia. But before we get real deep into this video, I wanted to give you guys a competitive history and a brief bio of Andrea Shaw. So her competitive history starts in 2008, where she was competing in the open figure as a amateur or a novice, whatever you want to call it. From there, she actually took off. It looks like 8 years she took off to get her degree and, kind of master her craft before hopping back into women's bodybuilding, even though she wasn't even doing women's bodybuilding at the time. She didn't even know that was her destiny, if I can say that. It looks like 2016 she dipped her toe into women's physique. Is actually it was just coming out, so she wanted to try that out, and for the most part she did very well. Some fourth places, second place, and some first place finishes in 2018. A total of 5 different showings in 2018, spanning from May to August. So she was very busy in 2018, really defining her physique and bringing the conditioning that she would need and what the judges want to see for her to place well and potentially win shows. She finished off her 2018 year with the North Americans and the Nationals, trying to get that pro card. And it looks like she was successful. Moving into 2019 is where she really starts separating from the pack, staying in women's physique for the first show, and then not even a month later, or pretty much exactly a month later, switching to women's bodybuilding and placing second at her first showing in women's bodybuilding at the legendary Chicago Pro, the Wings of Strength Chicago Pro. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. It really shows you the caliber of a bodybuilder that Andrea Shaw is and will continue to be. And like I said, the second place finish at the Wings of Strength Women's Bodybuilding at the Chicago Pro in 2019, she moved into next the Rising Phoenix, which is pretty much the Women's Olympia for bodybuilding, since in 2019, 2018-ish, they still did not have representation back on the Mr. Olympia stage, the Olympia stage. So for the most part, the Rising Phoenix was the equivalent for women's bodybuilding at the time. The prize money, the cars that they win, everything speaks Women's Olympia, Miss Olympia. Now, she actually placed 7th there. Moving into 2020, she went to the Rising Phoenix again, looking to redeem herself, and she definitely did. She got the first place call there. Very impressive showing, and this is pretty much where the writing was on the wall. If you're paying attention to women's bodybuilding, you can kind of start seeing a pattern here. She wins the Rising Phoenix. She wins the Omaha Pro in 2020, and then she rolls right into the Miss Olympia, and she wins the 2020 Miss Olympia, the return of women's bodybuilding. And I also want to give a quick highlight to the other competitors, the top 5. Obviously, Andrea Shaw winning the Miss Olympia. Second place was Margie Martin. Third place was Hella Trevino. Fourth place was Mela Ash, and fifth place was Irene Anderson. Now, these ladies looked absolutely fantastic, very dense, very thick muscles, thick with 3 C's, if I can say so myself. And what I was really surprised about was when it came down to the 1 and 2, if you look at my personal channel, Sanch Bodybuilding, I posted a video announcing Andrea Shaw winning the Miss Olympia. When they had Andrea Shaw and Margie Martin standing side by side, waiting for the winner to be announced, I was absolutely flabbergasted at I'm going to say it, the differences in the physiques, where you have Andrea Shaw, in my opinion, and I can have an opinion here on my own show, she had a beautiful physique, but a much smaller and streamlined physique, whereas Margie Martin and for the most part the rest of the women's bodybuilders very much reminiscent of mass monsters when you consider how that term is used, very loosely. Huge, massive centaur legs. All respectfully, I love the physiques that they brought. A lot bigger legs, just a bigger overall physique and presentation. Whereas Andrea Shaw, being the winner, she had a much more streamlined physique. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. Where do you guys see that? How did you feel about the potentially, as Miss Olympia is returning to the Olympia stage now, the potential direction of women's bodybuilding going forward into 2021. They've rewarded a more smaller, aesthetic, streamlined physique at the Rising Phoenix, at the Omaha Pro, and at the Miss Olympia. All 2020 shows, they have rewarded this style of physique. So I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comment sections below. Please give this video a like if you enjoy women's bodybuilding as it returns to the Mr. Olympia weekend, or the Olympia stage, however you want to say it. Thank you so much for watching another installment on the Bodybuilding News Network. Subscribe if you guys would like to see more. My name is Sanj, your host, and I'll see you guys in the next one.